The mute button. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tech Stocks and Jobs. Wherever you're at, I hope you're having a great morning or a great day. You had a good night's rest. We are had a good week in the stock market. Hopefully, I made a little recovery. Um, hope you made a little recovery. Hope you made some money. We're gonna get started this week with a ticker symbol called ELV. The company name is Evolve. Again, they're set to go public at 1.7 billion. Um, and this was reported on, let me see what date, March the 7th. So we're a little behind here. So they got some backing from Microsoft, from Bill Gates, and from a venture capitalist, General Catalyst. We could take a look at them as well too. They're coming out of they're going in a SPAC firm called New Holt Investments Corp. It's where they're going. Let's scroll down here. You can see the ticker there. Special acquisition. So what is special about them? So let's look at this. So Cortex AI, and we'll go back to Evolve as well too. Cortex AI is a technology that they're using. And as you can see, this comes out of Matterport. So let's go and look at Evolve as a company here. Let me see, Evolve Technology. They're doing the 3D scanning as you walk into the airport. If you check out this video here, you see in this video, as you're walking in the airport, you're getting 3D scanned as you're walking in it, as you're going through security. So what's really cool about this is this goes back to the company that we talked about, I think it was last week or week before last, which is Matterport, that does the people use for 3D. What's really been big in the news this week, and I talked about it on our meetup, and I talked about the book, is deep learning. All right. Well, we talked about deep learning, the math behind it. I was talking to a friend of mine this week, and we were talking about a website called Fast.ai. Fast.ai is where we're talking about learning about AI and deep learning. And this is learning, this is teaching from, as I'm told, is teaching from a perspective of, if you're a coder, here's how to learn it. And so I brought up this week in our meetup about linear algebra. I also brought up and introduced you some books about that as well too. I introduced a lot of books. I think I've introduced about 15 or 20 books. But now, if you're tying all the knots together, and if you were listening to also Kathy Wood this morning, and if you're into all these different chip makers, deep learning, AI, neural networks, all these autonomous cars, here we go with Cortex AI. There's another company out there that's using Cortex AI as well too. So there are a lot of people using that. So to me, I would be making an investment in Matterport as well, because that's the Matterport Cortex artificial intelligence is deep learning neural network that creates a 3D spatial or robust 3D spatial data from a variety of capture devices, including LiDAR cameras, Matterport Pro 2, 360 cameras, and even smartphones. All right. So when I was looking more into this, I also discovered this. So here's Cortex Labs, but also what they're doing with Cortex Labs is they're also integrating AI and blockchain. And it's so funny because I was going over my review of my talk that I did at Lisa in 2018. Well, I actually talked about this in 2018, right? And I talked about what is the space going to look like for admins, for infrastructure people, for companies, where they were integrating cryptography and blockchain, and now here we are with AI and blockchain, and how do these two integrate with each other. So I talked about this. Dee can post these links as well too. We have these links so you can check this out. Check out Cortex Labs. Check out the AI and blockchain and how they're integrating with that. And I would not be surprised if we have some type of insurance companies and financial companies doing it. Let me see. I think I might have found some, but let me look at this other link. I didn't label it on my thing. So Cortex Labs, okay, this right here is talking about how to deploy and infer an AI model on blockchain. So this is showing you how they're using the blockchain, and actually they were talking about in this particular video their own chain I think it was CTXT or CXTC. I can't remember off the top of my head, but check it out, and you'll see that. And then here's companies that are using it already. Deloitte, Cortex AI. Tap into the power of advanced AI analytics as a cloud agnostic AI development platform and plug and play technologies for data analytics, intelligent automation, and machine learning. Cortex AI helps you establish or expand your AI capabilities at speed and scale. So when we're looking and talking about this, you have to think in terms of a lot of people want to analyze their data. They want to make intelligent decisions about this data. I see that playing out. I see this playing out very well in the insurance and the finance industry. I see this also playing out in the airline industry as well too, and with how much data they receive when we start talking about, flight patterns. Even when we start talking about when we're looking at the weather, I see that playing out. And if we go back and we start talking about the other companies that I mentioned, Black Sky and Rocket Labs, where they're doing AI on the satellites and the nano satellites. Yep, you're starting to see a pattern there. All right, so that ticker symbol was ELV, and the company is called Evolve. Let's see, I brought them up. Where's that link at? That's something else. All right, let's go to Evolve Technologies again, and let's look at their jobs. All right, so about us, careers. See current openings. All right, so field service engineer, director of corporate communications, algorithm engineer. That's out of Massachusetts. Vice president of customer service, technical support engineer, parts logistics specialist, senior software engineer, Tableau AWS cloud infrastructure engineer. And I got something else coming up about that as well too for AWS. When we're talking about with AWS, with the quantum computing, and we're going to get into that as well too today. So just be on the lookout, but also look at some of their AI and machine learning. All right, senior analytics, product manager, strategy, sales executive. All right, so let's pick one. Let's look at let's look at algorithm and technical support. Let's go technical support. Excellent communication, technical support resolution of systems and software failures through phone and email. Ensure the evolve system issues are evaluated and resolved in a timely manner. Experience in security and video surveillance. Knowledge of wired and wireless networking a plus. Detail-oriented focus on customer service. They give as their benefits equity, flexible working environment, unique culture. Don't even know what that means. Medical and dental insurance, 401k plan, unlimited vacation policy, $300 per quarter to spend on perks that are most meaningful for you. So 300 times 4, so $1,200 a year. That's what you get for that. All right, so let's go back now and look at their algorithm engineer. All right, strong machine learning background, PyTorch, TensorFlow, Cafe, hands-on hardware experience, device calibration, of course, software porting, deployment, real-world data collection, strong communication, MATLAB experience, OpenCV, you can learn that. You can go to OpenCV, I think it's opencv.org and maybe .com. I think they may be a .org. MATLAB, and rapid prototyping on sensors and algorithms. So MATLAB and OpenCV. So if you just type in OpenCV, yep, OpenCV.org. We've been here before. I showed you about that OpenCV AI competition 2021. There you go. And then if we go in here and we look at MATLAB, MATLAB's not free, but you can usually get it if you got a student discount. So MATLAB, most engineers, if you're doing anything, computer engineering, electrical engineering, probably even industrial, I think MATLAB is just like a baseline thing that you learn while you're in school. So, you know, where can you learn MATLAB? Let's see, they got MATLAB in the cloud, run in cloud environments with MathWorks Cloud, to public clouds, including AWS, MATLAB in the cloud. Let's see, MATLAB clouds. Let's see, online, Simulink, MatDrive, blah, blah, blah. So here's their videos on that. They got MATLAB in a Docker container. Let's see, create a MATLAB container image and with MATLAB Dockerfile reference architecture. Here we go, deep learning. In NVIDIA GPU in the cloud. There you go. You start to get more into it. So that's the general overall view for that company. We're going to move on. Let me check the comments. Make sure you don't have any questions. Let's see. All right, no questions. All right, cool. All right. So now the next company that we're going to check out is called Airspan Networks. Airspan Networks is the company. Let me read this. Let me pull it up here. So Airspan Networks is they're a 5G company set to go public. We've talked about 5G before. In fact, we were talking about that the other day where somebody is like, hey, I got rid of my stuff, and I got rid of my internet and did a 5G, used a 5G satellite off the side of my house. Let's see, for homes. Didn't look it up. So let's look it up. 5G internet versus that Starlink, which will be better? Which will be better? Starlink versus 5G, which will be a better home internet service? More Americans want Starlink than 5G. 5G for space. So just something to look at when you're looking at 5G and what you want from home. Remember, I don't want to spark no controversy, but remember when the video went out about Corona and 5G? I don't know what happened to all of that, but that's just just sidebar. All right, Airspan Networks, a leader in 5G, has entered into a business combination agreement with New Beginnings Acquisition Corp. The newly combined company is expected to be listed on the New York Stock Exchange with the ticker MIMO. MIMO is the ticker. The agreement is expected to provide approximately 166 million of net proceeds to the combined company, assuming no redemptions and new beginnings. SoftBank Capital, we've heard SoftBank a million times, and Dish Network Corporation invest in fully committed to 75 million. There was an investor call on March the 8th. You could probably find that out on the net somewhere. Let's see. They say we believe that wirelessly industry is poised for rapid deployment of 5G technology. The recent success of U.S. government $80 billion plus C-band spectrum auction demonstrates the significant levels of investment from operators into new markets. So you can read more about this on that link. You have the link inside of the chat. All right, let's go here. Let me grab this. I think this may be the same link, but let's double check. Yeah, Airspan networks. Just a little bit more information, a little different information about it. And then you're talking about Airspan technology, key enabler of 5G. So that technology, dense software-centric 5G network builds are critical for telcos. Your Ericssons, your Verizons, your Sprints, and so forth, or Sprint combined with who, but forget the name now. We're delighted to partner with Airspan, so forth, from the 5G. See who's behind that. I don't know if you know about this person. So look at their Wikipedia. From Yale, blah, 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 career, research and highlighted, social and blah, blah, blah. All right. So that was a quick little intro to who that person is. All right. So here we go. Let's go look at, and it's just going to get a little technical here, but there's a reason for that. So here's their website. I didn't copy over. Let's click on it here. Should open up. So Airspan, 5G and beyond. Let's look at their careers. Come on, stop. All right. So now let's see what they got open. Let's go by. See, they're based out of Boca Raton. Let's see. It looks like they just got product management open right now. That's okay. All right. Product management. Produce and maintain sale tools, sale presentations, and product documentation for the product set and for use by sales and business development groups. Qualifications, they want you to have experience in wireless telecommunications industry, 4G, 5G, radio, MBA, previous product management experience, so for creative, ambitious, hard worker. They don't show or say anything about remote on here either. And they also are cloud native. This is the part that's gonna kind of key into the next thing I'm talking about. Cloud native architectures, uh, cloud native open architecture. That's where we're going to next. So let's get our screen back. Let's see. Let me exit full mode here. I don't know where my screen went, but that's okay. All right, so here's what they consider cloud native open architecture. They have a little video here about it that goes through about what that looks like, and then they break it down here: far edge, edge, and centralized. They talk about their different products that they have. So if you clicked on their products for 5G, let me highlight and then drop down to their hardware. You see they sell software too. Sub 6. Here's what some of their stuff looks like, and they have some other items as well too. So open architecture. So what does that mean? So here is a definition from Gartner. Open architecture is a technology infrastructure with specifications that are public as opposed to proprietary. This includes officially approved standards as well as privately designed architecture, the specifications of which are made public by their designers. So they're probably grabbing some other stuff, and then they got some stuff that they missed. They have that special sauce that they mix in with open architecture. And here is a YouTube video that goes a little bit more into Airspan and their open architecture technology. If you want to check that out. That I had Dee can post those links on Airspan and their open architecture technology. That's something I think you should know about. Not because it's pertaining to Airspan, but just what is open architecture technology, like what it is. So those links are there. Dee should post those. All right, let me see. There's another YouTube channel that I pulled up as well too. Let's look and see.
GoGo has
so open architecture and 5G on GoGo. That if you ever been on Delta, you know about that. So there's an example with Airspan. If you were wondering. I don't know why I just went blank. I just went blank. Let me find out why. I don't think my computer likes me right now. It was running hot. I know. So I was gonna go into the next detail, but let me see what's going on. Here we go. I think I'm back. Just your screen is gone. Let me look and see what's going on with my computer. I guess we're back now. Don't know. All right. So the next one I want to click on is this one.
Traditional deployments for transport networks.
Talking about auto air. So this is like with 5G. So here they did a test over in the UK with the digital strategy. Auto air project brings a large number of industry leading 5G players and power. Can you hear me now? Because I can hear me and I'm not on mute. Let me see. Can anyone hear me? Let me know. I'm looking in the chat to make sure you can hear me. All right, cool. All right, so the Airspan networks, they did a pilot with Auto Air over in the UK, leading 5G player. So in here they talk about just the not even just the cell towers, but also the airlines as well too. So check that video out. All right, so my next one is my favorite one. This one is, I think they went public this week, or they're set to go. Let's find out. IONQ. We're talking about quantum computing. So IONQ and I'm not sharing my screen. Hold on. That's why you don't see. That's why you only see me. Can you see my screen now? Okay. All right. So IONQ, the first to become a publicly traded pure play quantum computing company. This is one of my favorites about this week. They announced that they will enter a merger agreement with DMYI Technology Group. We also DMYI. I'll post that video as well too. Dee should post these links as well. So here, what they're doing is, let's get through the blah 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 blah. Okay, leverage human intelligence to run complex calculations. They were paving the way for profiling. Blah 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 blah. Quantum computing uses information in a fundamentally different way than classical computing, and so can address a set of hard problems classical computing may never solve. So let's get into this video right here. Is the video that you should probably watch, because this was on I think he was on Smack Attack this week. Oh, let me grab that. Come on, click and go. There we go. All right, so this is I think he's the CEO here that's doing the talk. About this merger. Google and so big companies with quantum computing. He gets in a little bit more into special guest right here, Nicola Demasi, chairman of GLU Mobile and CEO of Forcebax from DMYI Group is the ticker symbol. Hopes to show and covers a big list of companies back in IONQ, quantum computing company, and other things. So let me go scroll down here. So they got formerly Google Ventures, Amazon, Samsung, Airbus, HP, Lockheed Martin, and a few other corporations. And they're looking to take IONQ public via the SPAC DMYI. All right, so here is a little bit more about the company and what they're doing. So two billion quantum startup with a strong tie to Duke University. Uh, you see John Sang Kim and Chris Monroe are co-founders of the company, and will be the first purely quantum computing company to go public. So they're the first. There are other companies that have quantum computing inside of their architecture, such as Amazon and so forth, but not anybody that's just solely a quantum computing company. All right. So here is another set of YouTube videos on. Here we go. Quantum computing in the news.
Recently, this was been a lot of.
This came out August the 15th of 2020. And this is quantum computing in Honeywell. So Honeywell has quantum computing that they're doing. And this is a good video to watch as well on what Honeywell is doing with quantum computing. You know, Honeywell is one of those, true companies that's just been around forever when we're talking about it. Also, here is IBM. And IBM has a big quantum computing infrastructure. And they also go into talking about what quantum computing is. And they have like a fundamental breakdown of like quantum computing properties. Let's see, if you click on here, they break down superposition. The word entanglement is not new. Interference and so forth. So look into that. So let's go back to IONQ and let's see what kind of jobs they have with IONQ jobs. Did I look up Airbus jobs? I don't know if I did or not. I can't remember. All right, so you can see quantum computing applications and solution scientist, senior optomechanical engineer, senior systems engineer. Let's go straight to their website and see if they got anything listed on their website. Let's scroll down to the bottom. Let's see, open positions, associate engineer, associate physics, computational physics, senior applied physics, senior FPGA, senior DevOps and security. They're in College Park, Maryland, if you notice this. Senior software and quantum operating system, and senior systems engineer, and senior systems architect. Let's look at the architect. All right. Required skills and education: a doctorate degree in computer science, system engineering, physics, or relevant skills. Demonstrated experience in directly working with quantum technology. A record of doing system-wide analysis of quantum computing and architectures. This is for a systems architect. Knowledge of AMO physics, working knowledge of ion tapping, working knowledge of quantum error and correction or quantum algorithms. And that is a systems architect. All right, let's go back. Let's just look and see what they want for their person who's doing senior DevOps engineer for security. Due to the pandemic, for some you may work from anywhere. Okay, a senior DevOps DevOps engineer with a security focus, help build out, maintain root cause analysis, blah blah. So here they want a bachelor's degree or equivalent experience. Untraditional backgrounds are welcome. Professional program expertise in Go or Python. 5 years of experience. Technical experience in system administration. Understand the standards It's okay if you have these, but understand they're on GCP, right? And they're using Terraform for their automation. Understanding this 53 NIST standards, and then they need to meet SOC 2 requirements and audits, and then do root cause analysis. We talked about this week with forensics, with Linux and forensics. We got into that as well. So you're able to help secure our cloud platform, our on-premise quantum computers, and our company. So that's a major role. I wonder if you are working. You have to be working with some people on that one. So that's interesting. So that's one of their jobs. And then let's go back and look at one more. Do. All right. The other one we want to look at is the senior FPGA engineer. And I talked about this too. See, contribute to design and development FPGA. Here we go. Verilog or VHDL, fun stuff. Block design, simulate signal processing, implement test firmware for high-speed waveform generation and digital control loops. Write test procedures, perform unit testing, testing debug. You're testing and debugging hardware for this particular one. Detailed knowledge of FPGA and base signal processing. This will be along the lines if you were getting your computer engineering degree or your electrical engineering degree, you would roll into this. You would most definitely play with VHDL. You're most definitely going to play with algorithms of software and learning how to clean out signals, getting rid of noises on signals. And when I'm talking about signals, I'm talking about uh, sound signals, signals that you can't see that you can capture with some of these different satellites and algorithms. So being able to have a clean signal of just how it sounds. Prior experience with high speed interface. So okay, yeah, they're dealing with the DAC. Knowledge of common peripheral interfaces, UART, USB, I2C, SPI, use of JTAG. So again, we got into embedded C. We talked about this in our meetup, and embedded Linux and embedded programming, C and Go for your embedded stuff. So that's pretty cool. All right. So the next one we're gonna talk about is ambulance. Is, I guess you could say how you want to say it, but it's AMBULNZ. And so AMBULNZ is a medical startup to go public in 1.1 billion SPAC. It is pretty much like, I guess, Uber for emergencies, if you want to call it that. That's what it looks like, Uber for emergencies. Mobile medical service providers that deal with deal with value, blah blah blah. Let me see, ambulance, which will be renamed .go, so they're gonna rename it. I guess Doctor on the Go. Provide ambulance and non-critical medical services in the UK in 26 US states, including New York, Colorado, Texas, Pennsylvania, and others, as the website has shown. Ambulance has also administered 25,000 vaccines and completed 1.2 million tests, rapid tests. So you probably didn't even know you were using them. All right, so let me pull this. Let me read this. This deal about go public. Yep. All right, so here's their YouTube here. Let's see if we can get that to come up. Oh, hold on. Let's get it. Copy. All right, so a quick little video of them.
Our world is facing a huge crisis in healthcare. We're living in a broken system, a system where EMTs make a fraction more than minimum wage. We entrust our loved ones into their care, but pay them like they're flipping burgers. As a result, EMTs often work 2 jobs to make ends meet, causing them to be overworked and fatigued.
So this is already deployed.
Tired technicians provide less than perfect care.
I don't know, has anybody used them? Has anybody ever seen them on the road?
Ambulance response times at an all-time high. Patients and nurses are left waiting, and waiting, and waiting, up to an hour until an exhausted EMT arrives. Meanwhile, the nurse has lost valuable time, unable to care for any other patients, at a hospital that's unable to fill an empty bed, a bed that actually still belongs to the patient who's been waiting, the patient who's now late for their appointment.
And so we speed up through this.
But healthy and thriving.
See?
Meet Ambulance, the simple, smarter way to get patients from point A to point B. With just a tap, you get faster, friendlier, more professional service.
I call it Uber for emergencies. That's what I call it. I call it Uber for emergencies. Let's go look at their website. AMBULNZ. Let's see. Yep. Make sure I spell that right. See, AMBULNZ. We go. All right. So here's they have an app. Driving healthcare home, quick emergency, stop by. That's what the little van looks like. They all been all over the news already. Here go their careers. Let's scroll down here. So administrative assistant, business proposal writer, senior director, engineering, full stack product, Ruby. It's first time seeing Ruby. Software engineering manager. Let's look at lead full stack software engineer. All right, work closely with teams, so forth and so on. SQL in depth and 3 in F, fundamentals of understanding software engineering, familiarity with Ruby, Node, SQL, AWS, JavaScript, Angular, a CS degree, strong communication skills, multitasking, based out of New York, engage in code reviews, command of Ruby language, contribute to the culture of automation that leads to unit tests, regression tests, automated deployments, and continuous monitoring. Let's go back and look at what the software engineering manager is doing. BS degree, test-driven deployment, BDD, I forget what BDD stands for. Somebody could drop that in the comments. Strong, object-oriented, 6 years, computer science, the skills required, Node, Ruby on Rails, Angular, managing software sprints, software architecture, software development, SDLC, hands-on software lead mentor. So look at somebody to mentor and talk to. GitHub. So they're probably using GitHub and GitHub Actions if they're doing automation. So be aware of that. Ability to work effectively with stakeholders and product software teams, because I didn't see nothing with Jenkins. So it's got to be GitHub and GitHub Actions. All right. So that right there was Ambulance. If that's the right way to say it. The next one we're going to look at is Health IQ. Health IQ is what we're looking at next. 1.5 billion. They're of course going into a SPAC. Let me see. Is weighing strategic options, including a merger with a blank check firm that could take the digital healthcare insurance provider public at a valuation of 1.5 billion. Health IQ. Let me see. Yeah, InsurTech or insurance technology companies have been growing in popularity in COVID. Based in Mountain View, Health IQ uses data gleaned from quizzes on someone's fitness and wellness habits to get them quotes for insurance companies. Remember, we just talked about this AI and blockchain, Cortex AI. Remember, we talked about that. So to get them quotes from insurance company offer incentives such as smartwatches, juicers and vitamins to customers who maintain healthy lifestyle. It focuses on life insurance, Medicare Advantage plans. All right, they were in a Series D in May 2019. So let's look at some news on them. All right, 55 million Series D. That was 2019. So there's that one. So that information is listed. Here's some information on them in 2020. So 9 entrepreneurs show you how to encourage innovation. I think they were one of the top ones right here. I'm assuming it's Manhal or Manjal Shah, co-founder and CEO of Health IQ. Um, Here is what they consider, uh, I guess, their competitor. And one of the competitors would be, as if you think about it, I guess that would make sense. Policygenius.com. I don't know if you ever used them. All right, so now let's look up healthcare IQ jobs. Health IQ, not healthcare. Health IQ careers. All right. So graphic designer, program manager, medical. So let's go right here. All right. All right. They got a graphic designer that comes up. Let's go back because it took me directly to that job. All right. All right. So what is it like to work your optional midday yoga fitness classes, healthy food program, appreciation and balance? Let's see, they don't have nothing up there. Their current jobs: principal machine learning engineer, senior console, data architect and engineer, DevOps architect, QA lead, software architect, software engineer. So what it sounds like, they're mature enough now, but they got some young people and they need some leadership. So they're looking for some people to step into these roles. That's what it sounds like, especially if they've been around for a while. All right, data architect. That may be a little small. Let me blow that up. All right, data architect solutions solve architect data solutions to solve business problems long term, build data pipelines, and fix performance bottlenecks. BS degree, 4 years in data engineering, SQL, Python, R, shell scripting, data visualization tools like Locker or Looker, not Locker, Looker, Periscope, Tableau, Power BI, set up real time data pipeline, AWS Batch, Apache Airflow, AWS Step Functions, Jupyter Hub, Apache Zeppelin, and this is all the data, folks. ELT, ETL, ETLT. Insurance industry knowledge or experience is a plus. So let's go back and look at what they also have for a DevOps architect, and we'll look at what that requires. All right, build and manage AWS infrastructure, CI/CD pipelines, advanced comprehension of common software and application vulnerabilities, undergraduate degree DevOps, SDLC, Elastic Beanstalk, and Kubernetes, SLAs, experience with automated testing frameworks, coding experience, Ruby on Rails, Node, Python, SQL, Salesforce, Lightning, DevOps tools. They're Puppet, Chef, Terraform. I wonder why they're a Puppet, Chef, Terraform. I mean, Puppet and Chef. DevOps, DevSecOps, and infrastructure security compliance experience. So that's a little bit about them with Health IQ. The next one company is called Refile. And Dee could drop the links in there for you all. They're based out of Singapore. The Refile SoftBank backed Grab, and so they refiled. So the company is called Grab, in talks to go with a $40 billion SPAC deal. Grab Holdings is in, I don't know why I said it refiled, but that's what I got written down. I should have said it refiled. Uh, uh, Grab Holdings is in talks to go public through a merger with a blank check firm controlled by Almeter Capital Management LP that could value SoftBank ride-hailing company of nearly $40 billion. The Singapore company is expected to raise 3 to 4 billion from private investors. Who are they private investors? I need some of that. All right, so let's look up Grab Holdings. Let's go grab this for Grab. And let's look up Grab Holdings. All right, there's that. So here's the company right here: Transport, Food, and Delivery and Payment Solutions. All right. So they do food delivery. I guess they could be similar to Instacart. I guess. Um, what? Are you a restaurant owner? Want us to deliver? I guess Uber Eats. I guess for Singapore. Let's go and look and see if we can find jobs. Let's see. Grab.com jobs. See if we can find something. Yep. All right. So teams. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So they got security and trust. They have 28 positions. They have internships. They have financial services, IT services, marketing, people in finance, data science and analytics, UX design, and product solutions, Grab ads, engineering, and Digibank. All right, so let's go to engineering. So a database engineer, a senior QA, a senior engineer in site reliability. And you can see they're kind of all over because they got places in India, Singapore, the USA, head of engineering, identity. So here is a IA team. The IA team you will be leading represents the best of the bread registration, authentication, and authorization system for all user participants in the Grab ecosystem. As a leader, you put Grab before self and make thought throughout decisions in organization's best interest. You drive your teams forward by objective and supportive. You will be growing your team by thoughtful planning. 15 years of experience, deep hands-on programming and technical design skills. They got a list. Burning desire to build magical experiences for customers, ability to attract, develop, and keep high quality multidisciplinary teams, BS and computer science and so forth. And that position is the head of engineering and identity. All right, so let's go back and let's look at one more. Come on, you can do it. All right, infrastructure engineer in Vietnam, lead DevSecOps engineer. They have a lead software engineer in ads and data monetization in the USA. And this was all under engineering, right? So now let's go to, I'm curious as to what is considered IT. IT services. All right. Senior manager, governance lead, head of cloud security, um, senior business analyst, senior security engineer, senior threat detection engineer, strategy and planning lead, vulnerability manager, and scanning city growth lead. So those are what they consider IT positions. So if anybody out there is interested in these positions, they do have some in the USA. So let me see if we can go to jobs and let's see if we can do by locations here, so we can see, we can filter out what's open in the USA. So these are what they have in the USA. Software engineer, and head of identity. Back-end mobile trust platform. That's what they have. If we take that off and we go China, Thailand, the Philippines, South Korea, Romania, Cambodia. So if you're looking to go abroad to any of those countries, at least you know there's some positions out there and what you can do. All right. So now let me see. Let's see. Do I have? Am I all out? No. I have. How much time I got left? Oh, all right. We can knock these out. Um, I did want to mention this. BuzzFeed, and get my mention in, is trying to go public. So you're on the BuzzFeed's been around for a while, so just want you to know about that. You do know about yeah, you know about CoinDesk. So now let's get into this company here called Ouster, Ouster. They are a lidar company. If you're not familiar with the whole lidar thing, let me pull up another one. Let me pull this up. Lidar technology. We've been talking about it for a while. Um, a lot of autonomous cars are using it. Lidar versus vision. You've seen this a million times about that. Um, So here's, I guess they got their top 5 uses of lidar. Of course, you know it comes out of um, autonomous cars, and I can't remember the company that we just did that was using lidar. I forget the name of the company, but you can check it out, and you can see here they got a little timeline here of agriculture and so forth. But autonomous cars really. Oh, here we go. I got a highlight at the end of my screen. I think that's what that is. That's causing me to go blank every time if I go too far right into the bottom. I think that's what that is. I need to take that off. I know these like you do. I know. I don't need nothing from the peanut gallery. All right. So Ouster Careers is here. Uh, Here we go. Share my screen. You also see the Ouster Careers. All right, Ouster Careers. All right, so Ouster Careers, you have business team roles, business development. You see Hong Kong, Paris, San Francisco, product engineering. Here's a list of their stuff. D can post this, but I'm gonna look at one really, really quickly. Let's look at business development out of Hong Kong, or field applications engineer. Let's go business development. All right, engage in the entire consultative sales and business development. Nurture existing customers. Pass out of scope leads to our global channel partners. Keep CRM updated. Attend trade shows. Pretty much finding new businesses when you're doing business development. Being scrappy, looking for things when you don't think there's nothing there. A bachelor's degree in the engineering field, 2 to 12 years of sales and business development experience. You probably get. I wouldn't be surprised if they give you a bonus on the BD stuff. So that's Ouster. The other company I want to look at before we get out of here is Core. So Core is to list on the New York Stock Exchange. Core is a global leadership position in critical in IoT. So we're dealing with IoT devices here. Core Wireless Group. You can see they are. Let me see if they got their listing on. Okay. Transaction reflects pro forma enterprise value of the combined company of approximately 1 billion, 1.014 billion, and will provide 484 million in gross cash proceeds. And everything always starts off at $10 a share, but that's not what they really come out as. So looks like here, today's announcement is significant for core and a testament of our marketing or to our market leading IoT solutions and probably container as a service business. CASS is usually container as a service business. So let's go out and check out core wireless group. Let's check out what they're looking like here and what they probably find out where they're at. This one too. We'll take a look at their leadership team. All right, so they have a listing of their industries. Vertical assets, connected health, fleet and vehicle, industrial. Some of the service they offer some managed services, deployment services, operational management, and sustainment solutions. Resources. They had some events as well. Let's look see if they had anything recently. Australian Healthcare Week, Tech Alpharetta Speaker Series, Go Global. Are they based out of Atlanta? Let's look at careers. Current opportunities. Hey, they may be. All right, IoT, your remote IoT solutions architect, marketing, operations, product development, project management. They got some Latin America and North America business development, of course, project management. Let's look up. Let's see it position in Naples, system architect. I'm gonna blow that up a little bit there. See that? Working closely with developers, quality assurance, system engineering, so forth. Okay, required. Deep technical and practical understanding of wireless technology, including Bluetooth, expert guidance in designing, expert communication, work closely with the I'm back up here, work closely with developers produce architectural artifacts to be consumed by technical teams that range from detailing current and future state, provide technical guidance, provide leadership and guidance to coach and motivate team members. What else they got? Let's go back up and look at IoT solutions architect. See, bachelor's degree, network, protocols and network infrastructure, Python, C++, Java, JavaScript, cell phone, tablets, network security, cloud systems, AWS and Azure, hybrid cloud, willingness to travel, work closely with core organization, maintain IoT, so forth and so on. So it's a little bit idea of what the IoT solution architect is. Check that job out. Fast-paced environment and so forth. And last but not least, is this company? It's an auto parts maker called HOLLEY, HOLLEY. 1.5 billion. Let's check out HOLLEY and see if we can find out about their jobs and so forth. All right, so let me go back to that. Over century, HOLLEY has driven the cutting edge fuel system design. That work continues with how they're leading the market leading EFI products as well. So that's a little bit about HOLLEY. Their tech support, fuel injection. All right, let's go and look at their jobs real quick. They got some events for they're making of parts, as you can see. Investors, patents. Let's see. Let's look up. Let's do it this way. See if Google will find it for us. All right. So they have a video producer, Emissions dyno operator. I don't think this relies. Oh, this is Holly, New Oregon. Let's go here. All right. Influencer relations coordinator, events coordinator, senior network support specialist, emissions dyno, technical sales, maintenance, a reseller, CNC operator, a web developer. Let's look at the web developer and a video, and then they got UX UI and a video producer. Let's look at the web developer. Let's blow that up a little bit. Strong skills in object-oriented programming, SQL, verbal, so forth and so on. You'll be doing some queries, website, internet code as well, evaluating new technologies, modifying SQL statements and views to create new reports in middle code, project tracking, attending development meetings, and so forth. So, Holly is a company set to go public. Check them out if you're interested in them. Let me know. Let me check the comments for everything. Do 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 do. I still gotta join the Slack. Yes, you do. And learn all this stuff. Hey, I'm glad you got love for me. Somebody gotta love me, right? Hey, Bibby. Hey, everybody who's joining. I see you're in it. And you know what? If you're just looking, can you you know, you don't even have to say nothing. Just drop a one if you like the content that we're delivering every week. Drop a two if you don't like it. The goal for us is to make sure that you're looking at companies just in a different light. For one, for you may want to switch jobs, or you just want to know what's out there in the tech industry, or you may just want to invest, or you may just be interested in just passing the information along to somebody. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button. We actually, you know, want to make sure that you know what I'm saying, that when you are looking for a job, you saw, if you're not in our Slack, you saw, and it's been on the news, so like it made national news about the treatment of a sister over at Google. I mean, not at Google, but at Amazon, and hell, at Google too. Shit, that Google too. You know, you just these things that happen, that continue to happen. No, if you ever walk away from a conversation or even been in our Slack group, walk away with this right, with this knowledge right here. Be the solution. Know your worth, and always, when you're in a situation, be willing to pivot, but know how to pivot. And that's what this provides you. Like, you know what? Screw it. I don't want to work in the States. I'm moving to Malaysia. Like, you got the option. At least you know it's there. Um, you know, some people make the jump, some people don't. But again, we just want to make sure that you have the information. And if it's something that you want us to talk about that we're not talking about, or we're not discussing, or we're not even bringing to your attention, leave us a message down below. Don't forget to tell your friends. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers. Also, make sure that you purchase some merch, because we do have merch, or merchandise, I should say. And will there be our 5 year anniversary stuff should be coming out. Check wanna see where's, you know, where it's gonna be posted at. I can't wait to see it. You say you're watching it because you're interested in making change. Don't be interested, just make it. You know, like it. If you're in healthcare already, so you can do healthcare and IT. I mean, you just saw it, like AI and machine learning and deep neural networks. It may not something that you could do now, but it's something to just to look at and say, okay, well, let me get in and then migrate towards that. And you know what? You may not even like it. You know, that's what's cool about life. Try it. If you like it, you like it, and if you don't, you don't. All right, I'm off my soapbox because D probably gonna chop this up for me. But again, I hope you all are doing all right. Hold on, got a question. Let me read that. I teach every Wednesday. I don't know if you're a part of our group or not. But every Wednesday from hell, it's been last week when it stopped to 11:30. We went from 7 to 11:30. I teach every Wednesday from 7 to 9, and I have so for the past 5 years. And we may cancel a meeting because one, I may be in another meeting, or I gotta make a meeting or something like that. But I try to make it up by posting in our Slack. But we teach every week from 7 to 9. We talk about everything. We talk about quantum computing, deep learning, AI, machine learning, Linux, uh, cloud, uh, you name it. We talk about it. So you got to join our group. If you're not a part of meetup.com/women in Linux, that's where you get the notifications on when everything comes out. The Saturdays I reserve for just this for tech stocks and jobs, where I'm still teaching, but I'm not hands on the keyboard. And then when we do stuff on Wednesdays, it's a deep dive into pretty much technology as a whole. It's more Linux, but it's just a big picture of everything. So that's why I emphasized in this talk open architecture as well too. So hope that helps. We talked about blockchain Wednesday too. We talked about blockchain. We talked about Hyperledger in Indie, Fabric, Salt. We talked about Sawtooth. We just talked about it in this meeting about blockchain and AI. We just talked about that earlier. Uh, is I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Like we talk about everything. I don't think there's not a technology that we don't talk about, that we don't discuss, or we look up, or we break down how to get into it, who's offering training, how much the training is gonna cost. Most of the stuff I look up is free. Some things you do have to pay for. Sorry, that's just life. But most of the stuff we talk about is everything. Everything. I can't think of nothing that we don't touch. Even cars. I even brought in. I've even on some of our meetups. I talked about the technology behind cars in terms of BMW, um, Toyota, uh, even having ads advertised to you in your car. And what does that look like? Even blockchain in your car. I mean, the list goes on. We talk about everything. Um, yeah, nah. My classes are never pre-recorded. They're always live. I I've never pre-recorded a class. I don't. It's not the fact I don't know how to do that. It's just the fact that it's not beneficial for me to pre-record, because people come from different backgrounds and levels of success. So I just go ahead and just do everything live. So anything, as you can see here, this is all live. I've never like just pre-recorded something and then put it out there. It's just not my style. I do better with interaction. That's just for me. And that just also makes sure that we're capturing everybody's needs as well too. Instead of going back and trying to capture, I just capture it live. Um, Starting training, or do you teach on the website or here on YouTube? No, we teach on meetup.com. Oh yeah, we have men too. I don't, we all in got to work together at some point, and make some money, because we at this point we're getting we're our what is our wealth, our wealth supposed to be zero, and what 2053, or is that it 2053, our total wealth, black wealth, is supposed to be zero. So um we need as many people to make as much money as they can, including your children. So, oh, shout out to Zoe over in Seattle, my little cousin. I made sure I need to shout her out. I hope she hears this. What happens if a student miss a class? Yeah, you just miss a class. You got to play catch up. So you got to go back and watch the video in order to get back into things. So that's it. When it comes down to the training, you got to remember we put this together from one, not just for me, but to make sure you know what's going on in the tech industry, and for you to increase your skill set and move as fast as you can throughout tech without being like, like, oh, where do I go? What should I do? We're trying to keep you moved ahead. That's it. So if any other questions before we get up out of here? Cool. Yeah, and also make sure you catch us on Wednesdays. Every Wednesday we teach from 7 to 9. And if you're not in the Slack group, you're missing out on a wealth of resources. I mean, we post everything from job scholarships. I did a scholarship last week. We posted. The training is gets posted on YouTube. Meetup is at meetup.com/women in Linux, so you can get the information. The trainings are actually, I start out with all levels: beginning, intermediate, and advanced. I try to tackle everything so that the beginners can get caught up, the intermediate people stay understanding how to pivot and be interested, and the seniors as well too. So, you know, yeah, you got to get involved in this wealth transfer. So we try to do our part. This is my part to that. And it's funny, I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and we were talking about, BLM, and they were like, this is this is our contribution to it, right? This is our contribution to us, making sure that we can, forge ahead and make that money. That's the whole part of it. How to send a few dollars to you? Best way. YouTube is wow. Oh yeah, YouTube is wow. Yeah, training links are posted. D can drop the link or where you can donate. Please donate. Without it don't it don't go to fill my pockets. It go to make sure I get time and to make content for you, and put it out there for you, in terms of, hey, how do we take this money that we make in tech and invest in stocks, and how do we invest in real estate, and how do we even invest in, you may want to start your own automobile, like we only had two we only had two automobile makers in our lifetime. Two. One was in what, the 1800s or 1960s. I can't remember the date. And then the last guy was he worked for Elon Musk, and his car's been out forever. And then Master P picked up on him just here recently, but the guy's been out for a while. But we've only had two automakers that look like us. That's crazy. But here's Tesla, just you do the math, right? So it's just things that, we gotta just we hold ourselves accountable for, and some things that we just gotta, plow for. And then the opportunity. I'm not saying money ain't out there, not saying money is out there. I'm just saying, like, hey, let's just be in the game. And however you take that is how you take it. I'm sure I'm gonna get slander on my under the comments for some of this right here, but I'm a big girl. I can take it. Bring it on. But that's my soapbox. It's this guy. He been out for a while. Hold on, let me bring him up. Master P. And this is how the easiest way for me to find him. And he's been out, I think, since 2016. Let me see if I can find the guy. Yeah. Yeah, all right. So February 21st. Oh no, is my link? Am I being shared? Yep. So here you go, right here. So this guy it's not Master P that did this. It's another guy that did this, and I think Master P is trying to take him public. He did a supercar. Yep. See, he was the manufacturer founded by ex Tesla engineer, and his name is Richard Patterson. Now, in an interview that I looked at, because I did some research on Richard Patterson, Richard Patterson was designed uh, the Tesla, right? So car seats and how to sit in the car seat and how it should be situated, the dashboard, all of that stuff. That was his thing, right? So he in the interview that I looked at, he was saying he was talking to Elon Musk, and Elon Musk said to him, like, if I were you, I wouldn't be here working for me. And he said that's what his cue was. Let me go out and make my own supercar. That's his name, Richard Patterson. But he's been around, I think, since 2016. Double verify that. The name is Tryon Supercars. Let me see. There it is right here. And this is what his supercar looks like. Let's get to the gallery so you can check it out. It's called the Nemesis. So this is what the car looks like, right? And I don't quote me on this. I forget how many horsepower it is. I think it may be 1,000, but don't quote me on that. So that's his car. All right, so let's go and look at home. I forget how many horsepower it is. Right, and he has an RR and a GT, and you can configure the car if you want to configure the car. 404. You need to get that fixed. You need to get that fixed. What if I want to buy one today? Yeah, I need to get that fixed. On this up. I can't go back. Can I go home? All right. Let's go look at the RR. Can I look at the RR? All right, that's a better look at it. 2,000 horsepower, V8. Let's see, what does it mean when you try to go to a website and it's blocked in the USA? I don't know. You may want to open up incognito and try in incognito. 270 miles per hour, 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. So just a little bit about that. So just check that out. And I think some dealers can pick it up and they can sell it, but doesn't look bad to me. Look like any other supercar. Look just as nice as the other ones. So we're talking about ads. So blockchain, or it's the easiest way to look that up. 10 blockchain startups disrupting the automotive industry. Blockchain Automotive Solutions, BMW. How blockchain automotive solutions can help drivers. BMW, right there, off the rip. All right, go back. Here's the 10 startups that are disrupting. Key takeaways. Let me see right here. Here you go. AMO. In fact, I talked about AMO. Autoblock, AXT, Big Chain, DB, Dave, Dive, Gem, Loyal, One Car Payment, VLB. There you go. Right there. Everywhere. And this stuff has been around for quite some time. This is not new stuff. You just got to remember what blockchain is. Vehicle recall, identification, tracking, ownership and transfer, loyalty base points, and auto insurance. There you go. And then they break down how. So I'll put this in the chat. and you can take a look at it. Any other questions before we get out of here? Yep, the kid in Africa with the car. Yep. Thank you for the money. Thank you for, we appreciate you. Nope. So no more questions. All right, cool. All right. I hope this was a good week for everybody. I hope everybody got something out of it. If you didn't get anything out of it, guess you wasn't listening. Can you all add a separate group for training, classes, scholarships so that the newbies can find them in Slack? There is a channel in there strictly for scholarships, and there's a channel in there strictly for training. If you're in the Slack group, there's 80 different channels. If you just do the drop down menu over there on your channel, on channels, you'll see there's channels for training, there's channels for books, there's channels for RHCSA studies, there's channels for just to introduce yourself. There's a channel for cryptocurrency, there's a channel for creating wealth. In fact, in my creating wealth channel, it's only 50 people in there. That's crazy to me. But in that creating wealth channel, I talk about, hey, here's an investment to make this week. Hey, take a look at this. Who's looking at this? Who's interested in this? Like, we have some people in our group that had $10 million to spend, and they were looking for people to bring them deals on hotels, houses, particularly 2-1s or investment property, because they had money to spend. So if you're in the wholesaling, we had that. I posted that. Just different things. When I do that for the channels aren't listed for new people. Yeah, they are. They should be. We'll have to just do a quick session on that to show you where that's at. If you're already in Slack, I think Dee could probably help you out. I think she got some directions on that on the left hand side. But there's a ton of channels in there, as well as channels for if you need help. There's a one-on-one. We had launched that this week. If you want to do a one-on-one with Tam, me. If you want to do a one-on-one with me, I think we got 30-minute and 1 hour sessions. You could do that as well too if you want to schedule some time. So that you can, if you want to do career trajectory, if you want to talk about how to map out your career, if you want to talk about what should be your next move or where you're at, whatever the case may be, we have that too. So yep. If you're looking for to even get introduced to other people, like all that other stuff, so we try to do what we can, try to make sure that everybody has what they need, or at least get you in the right direction to get what you need. We won't have everything, but we try. All right. So that's our time this week. We enjoyed you. Meet you in Slack. If you're not a part of our meetup group, it is meetup.com/women in Linux. Please like and subscribe. And like everybody else says, hit the notification button, because if you hit the notification button, you'll know when we'll drop information. Nothing is pre-recorded. Everything is always live. So we make mistakes live. I accept my mistakes. I'm okay with that. All right. Catch you all next week.